Okay, thanks everyone for joining the CurrentWare version 6.0.1 webinar. We're excited to walk through a short PowerPoint for you today and then showcase the new features that we've launched. On the webinar today will be myself, Neel Lukka, and also Sai Chu, who's one of our product managers. Sai will be doing the technical demo, and I think many of you may be familiar with him, working with him over the past few years. From an agenda perspective, we're going to start off with a version 6.0.1 overview. Then we'll go into the new feature demo. We'll then talk through some of the upcoming features that we're launching for CurrentWare, and then have some time for Q&A if there's any specific questions that any of you may like to ask. So we released the latest version on July 6th, and we're really excited about some of the new features and opportunities that we've provided in this version of the software. Just to get started, as many of you know, about 3 months ago, we released the new web console. So this is just a screenshot of that. Great way for you to have a new way to manage CurrentWare, a lot more user-friendly, can be accessed from a browser. And we're adding a lot of new features to it over the coming months. So you'll see in 6.0.1, we've really built on top of this web console and the ability to access some of the new technologies that are available due to using this type of infrastructure behind the scenes. Here's an example of what the screenshots look like. So you can see the user Stefina has been migrating between a few different websites, and then the screenshots are stored. Very easy to manage and search these screenshots and be able to kind of piece together what these users have been doing. Sai will also go through a more detailed setup and show you this on the web console when he goes in the product demonstration. Other enhancements that we made in 6.0.1, we now have the ability to do Active Directory sync in the web console, reclassify categories for BR reports. So the ability for you to say exactly what category a website needs to fall in so that you can basically make the reports exactly how you'd like them to show up. You can now bulk edit the browse control URL filter and the access patrol allowed list. So another really nice way to save time with respect to how you manage and use CurrentWare for those two specific products. And users can actually request the websites to be unblocked. So with browse control specifically, if a user tries to visit a website and they have a need to ask for that to be unblocked, they can essentially very quickly request that to occur to, again, reduce the amount of administrative time that is required when managing users with CurrentWare. Now I'm going to pass it over to Sai, who's going to go through the actual product demonstration side of things.
Okay, thanks so much, Neel. Okay, hi guys, I'm Sai. I'm the product manager of CurrentWare, and today I'm very excited to show you version 6.0.1. Our team's been working really hard on introducing a very important feature to BrowseReporter, which is capture screenshot. So it's a feature that we always wanted to include in a product, and now that our team has made it a reality, I'm very happy to show you guys. So first of all, I'm sharing my screen right now. This is the web console, and I'm in the BrowseReporter solution. The capture screenshot feature will be one of the top feature icon here. So once you click on it, it's going to open up your a window showing a preview of your screenshots. Now this is in a table format right now. I'm just going to click over here on the icon to switch over to thumbnail view. Okay, so any screenshot that is captured by BrowseReporter will be stored here, and you will be able to see them. Now, before BrowseReporter starts capturing any screenshot, you actually have to create that capture first. I'm going to show you how to do that. So under the configuration tabs, under new capture, we're just going to create a name. So for example, let's just create this for YouTube. Any of our users that access youtube.com, we're going to capture a screenshot. Okay, so let's just go over here, youtube.com. Okay, and then select the computer. Okay, so that's actually my capture name. Okay, so I'm going to copy that, and then under capture type, I'm going to select website and add youtube.com to that list. Okay, I can add as many websites I want here for capturing, and it will capture it based on that capture name that I've put in here. So maybe I would just rename this to video streaming, better. And then for the capture time, I'll just leave it for 1 minute. So if the user was on that website for 1 minute, then we'll do the capture and take a screenshot. Okay, so now that is created, it is now added to this table. And whenever my computer, one of the 22 computers here, browse to YouTube for more than 1 minute, it's going to capture a screenshot and display it here for you to review. When you're viewing screenshot, there are multiple filters that you can use. The first one is to search. So you can just search by somebody's name. That will pull up all the screenshot for that user. Or you can click on the advanced filter and filter it based on capture type or the name of the capture. Okay, so let's just click right into a screenshot. You will see we are capturing high resolution compressed images, and there is all the information here based on the application, the capture name that you've created, and the user and the computer as well. Okay, so that's capture screenshot. We're introducing this in 6.0.1, which is available now. So if you do an upgrade or if you're already upgraded to that version, you will be able to use this feature right away. There are a few other features I want to show you in 6.0.1. The next one is related to report profiles. Okay, so traditionally, when you're creating a report profile here for running a report, either for email reports to automatically send out an email at the end of the week or at the end of the day, or email alerts, you have to create a profile, right? So with the profile, we've made it easier for administrators that are adding new computers and users to a specific group to automatically update those profiles. So for example, if I create a profile right now and select the accounting folder, I've got 3 computers selected, right? Save and type in accounting. Okay, so anytime I add any new computers to the accounting group, it will automatically update this report profile, and it will then reflect to your email reports and email alerts as well. This is a very popular request that a lot of our customers have asked for. Okay, let's move on to the next feature, which is reclassification for BrowseReporter reports. A lot of you have asked us to update the categories on specific websites when it's being miscategorized by our database. So instead of manually requesting that to us, we've created this whole new UI for you guys to automatically reclassify those domains. So here, in this example, I'm using YouTube and I'm reclassifying that from a video category to technology and computers, in case in my department, maybe YouTube is for marketing purposes is productive. So I want to categorize it to a category that is productive in my company. So you can reclassify any domain that you want. And when you run a report that has categories in it, it will display the category that you've reclassified. Let's move on to the next feature, which is for browse control. And this feature is called the bulk editor. We've added the bulk editor to browse control's URL filter to allow you to add websites to the allow list or block list to more than one folder at a time. So for example, if I want to add twitter.com to the block list of multiple groups, okay, not just my computer groups, I can now do that by clicking on this here, this button, add to multiple group, and I might select all of them. So now if I add to the block list, this is going to add twitter.com to all these groups that are in my organization. So the bulk editor allows you to add multiple websites to multiple groups. And this feature is also available in Access Patrol's allow list as well. So if you need to use the available device and add multiple devices to groups, you can do that in Access Patrol. So bulk editor is available in both solutions. Okay. With browse control, we have another feature that we added, which is to allow users to request internet access when they're blocked from viewing a website. So we put this feature under display warning message. You put in your email link for your administrator email over here. And then when a user is being blocked, they're going to get an extra link here that they can click on. And when they click on this link, it's going to open up their default email client. So for example, I'm using Mail on my Windows 10, and it will write up an email based on the website that's being blocked and the administrator's email. And all the end user has to do is click send, and you will receive an email in your inbox for you to go into the console and add the website to the allow list. Okay. Yeah, so that's the Browse Control's new feature. So moving on to the last item that I want to show you. This is the import user using Active Directory. So traditionally, we do have integration with Active Directory with CurrentWare, but the entire setup was done on the WinForm. It was not available on Web Console yet. So now we've migrated that whole setup into Web Console, so you can just make your changes directly on the Web Console. And this includes importing users from Active Directory, as well as enabling AD sync. So you can sync your entire AD along with the OUs and users onto your CurrentWare Web Console. Okay, so before I wrap up the demonstration, there is one last thing I want to mention to you guys, and that is the deprecation of our Firebird database. In version 6.0.1, when you do the upgrade, we highly recommend doing the migration. In fact, it is mandatory because Firebird is no longer supported. So migrating to a SQL server will be part of the upgrade process. During the upgrade, when you run it, the SQL package is already integrated into the installer, so you don't have to download SQL on your own. And it will do all the installation for you and migrate this Firebird database automatically to SQL for you. So that is a new process, and it is sort of our stepping stone into making Web Console a better product by improving the performance of the database. And Neel's going to show you some of our feature for the next version that will utilize this increased speed performance of SQL database.
Perfect. So hopefully Sai was able to give you a quick run through of those features. We've got a lot more information about the new features on 6.0.1 on our website, and we'll also be uploading this webinar to YouTube. So if you ever want to look back, you can. And then as always, our support team is available to assist if you do have any specific questions about the features. The next thing I wanted to go over quickly before addressing some of the Q&A questions that have been coming in is related to new features that we're launching. So as we've mentioned, the Web Console has unlocked a lot of new technologies for us, and we're really excited to show you that in our next version coming in September or October, we're going to be launching what we're calling Web Console reporting. So this feature is one where it'll be available for BrowseReporter to start, and reports will be able to be run very quickly on demand in the web dashboard. As you can see, some comparison information versus previous time periods, very easy to change users and groups, time periods, and setup can be done based on general groups or on specific users. So really exciting new upgrade that we're going to be making to CurrentWare later this year. And as mentioned, because of what the Web Console has unlocked for us, these types of technologies are a lot newer. Instead of always running PDF reports, again, you can run things faster on a web dashboard, a couple clicks and change what you're looking at, what the data is, what the users are, to help you understand the data that BrowseReporter is collecting and presenting to you. So this will be coming up later this year, and look forward to covering this obviously in detail on the next webinar and getting everyone migrated over to see these great new reports that will be coming out. Wanted to go through the Q&A at this point. I know we've got a couple questions that have come in, so I'll read them out, and then Sai, if you could help out with them. So from Daniel, what impact does the screen capture feature have on system requirements? Do we need more disk space?
All right, so that's a great question, Daniel. It really depends on the number of computers that you have. The screenshot itself could be anywhere between 20 KB to 80 KB. So it's not going to take that much of your space. And we're limiting the screenshot as well. We're not constantly taking the screenshot. We're taking it, 1 minute after you go to the website or application, and it's per session. So once that screenshot is taken for that website, unless you close the tab or close the browser and then revisit that website, it's not going to continuously take screenshot. So that also helps with not overloading the admin with a bunch of screenshots to review. So in terms of disk space, I would say it's not a concern. Anywhere between, if you have under 100 computers, then 2 to 3 gigs is more than enough.
Great, thanks, Sai. Then from Mike, does the AD sync with Azure AD or just on-premise?
Okay, great question, Mike. That is related to the import user as well as the AD sync. And right now it is on-premise because we need the credentials to be tied to your domain. But our team is working on the development of the Azure AD sync, and we can talk to you more to understand your requirement. But right now it is on-premise.
Perfect, thanks. I had one other question from Sandy. With respect to the category reclassification, he was wondering if that is going to be available for browse control at some point.
Great question. So browse control will have the reclassification available in the next version, so 6.0.2. It will be tied to what we're working on right now. So if you are reclassifying your websites right now, when you upgrade to the next version, that will be transferred to browse control as well.
Perfect. Okay, well, we really appreciate everyone taking the time to join today. Hopefully this was a helpful overview of CurrentWare and some of the new features that we've launched. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to reach out to us either from our sales or support side. And if you are ready to upgrade to 6.0.1, you can do so again directly from our website. So thank you everyone for taking the time to join again, and look forward to seeing you use the new features. And thank you very much.